What's this expense? They're quesaritos.
Well, the guys made me get them.
They said I had to do it.
Jokic, when he got drafted, there is this one on the screen.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets Podcast.
Let's go.
Live from the studio here at DNVR HQ on a sunny Sunday here. One of our last super sunny weeks. You see next week? Turns to fall a little bit.
I'm excited for the turn to fall.
Dude,
I've
everybody
had a little
is.
too much sunshine this year, I feel like.
Turn to fall is amazing. Dude, my dad was up fishing in the mountains the other day, saw a wildfire begin.
That's not awesome.
That sounds bad.
It was really bad, man.
Oh, okay. You kind of
One of my
it out
favorite
there
childhood fishing spots.
like it was cool.
Many memories at this lake.
The best season in Colorado is the summer to fall transition.
Oh,
100%.
It's just fall, man. It's just fall. We got a great show for you too because Kale, super producer Kale, has secured the bag of Taco Bell Quesaritos. I've never had one. We're going to try it here.
I've never had one. I didn't even know they still sold them.
No, only Kale knew somehow. He was keeping it a secret from everyone. We're going to continue our game of over-unders, moving to the bench, and we might also talk about Western Conference teams. Did they get better? And if so, and really just Oklahoma City and Minnesota today, the big rivals. I want to talk about them. Are they better, worse? What are the big questions?
Yeah.
Brendan Vogt has the answers.
Sure. Yeah, some of them. I've got the wrong answers too. Have you guys really never had a quesarito?
No.
I've never had one.
No.
You probably have, just a different form. And
Yeah, probably.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's it's a quesadilla and a burrito. So
Dude.
you get the idea.
I'm not hungry enough for this, but we're going to power
Neither
through
am
it.
I, yeah.
Harrison Wind is over here.
You know, I actually went back and was watching the 2014 draft.
Were you really?
Yeah.
You went back? You have it on VHS or something?
Just, it's on YouTube. There's actually a clip of Mark Tatum, the deputy commissioner, announcing Jokic's name that you don't see on the original broadcast.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, the original broadcast is of
Yeah.
the Quesarito with Jokic's name underneath.
Yeah.
But actually live, he came out and announced Jokic's name.
How do you do in the pronunciation?
Very good, actually. Yeah,
Wow.
he didn't say Nurkic, so he said Jokic. So it was like I think before I had seen that, I'd never seen that video until a couple weeks ago.
Well, there you go, man. There's something for everybody. Without further ado, though, I will say this just to set the table.
Nope. Further ado.
No, there's one ado. Jokic plays tomorrow against Luka Doncic in Belgrade.
Yes.
Our own Miroslav will be there, live on the ground as media.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Hell yeah.
He got credentialed.
He got credentialed for this one. He's going to
go.
be covering that game.
Nice.
Can't wait for that. And then we also, we are 1 week away from Eurobasket for real. These friendlies are fun, and I'm excited about this Belgrade game because it's in Belgrade.
Yeah.
But I'm only so excited.
Well, people have noted maybe Jokic seems passive at times. It's a friendly. You don't want your QB1 in a preseason game trying to run for a first down. So it's just, there's another level, not just in terms of intensity, but also I think usage rate probably.
Probably. Although this one in Belgrade, he was very aggressive the last time.
That is true. I'll
bet you he goes crazy.
I don't know if aggressive is the word so much as it's just we're noting how egalitarian it is, as Team Serbia likes it to be, as Pesic has said in the media. Of course, we also do know at times, having watched Team Serbia, when the going gets tough, it is still get 15 the rock. And so, that's the preliminaries don't have that same edge, and I'm looking forward to those moments.
Here's my belief. Jokic, first game, what was it? 20 points,
Well,
23 points.
allegedly.
No. This one's real. 23,
the actual first game. Yeah,
23-19 or 23 and 20 and then 4 or something like that. I've already forgotten.
He had the 23, 19, and 4.
Something like that. And then the other games since then have been not that crazy.
Yeah.
He's
7,
been
8, and 7
So I
last game.
believe that he set the tone. Then he, let the guys kind of figure it out. But this Belgrade game, he knows what it is, man. He doesn't get to play in Belgrade a lot. I bet you, we'll predict the stat line. I'm going to say 34,
Yeah.
17,
Yeah.
6.
I'll say 36, 15, and 9. Soundboard double.
I'll go 30, 11, 9.
Ooh, a true soundboard double right there. All right.
Double.
Do you think it's going to be the type of game that we saw versus Greece? Because there's nothing really on the line in this one. When we went to the Serbia-Greece
one had
game
something
years
on the
ago,
line,
that had
yeah.
something on the line.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably the most intense game I've seen in person ever.
Man, it really was.
I can't imagine this one has close to the intensity that one has. But if it's a close game, Jokic and Luka they'll rise to the occasion.
See, here's the other thing is that Luka, yes, he's representing Team Slovenia playing against Serbia, but we know he's excited to play in Serbia as well, half Serbian himself.
Yep.
So I actually think this might be one for the ages.
Yeah. I can't wait, personally. We got to figure out, because I think the game is maybe during this show tomorrow.
We'll figure that out right after the show.
Yeah.
All right, without further ado.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's try a quesarito.
Here it comes. Quesaritos.
You've had a quesarito?
No, I never have.
You have?
I've had a quesarito.
You've had a few quesaritos in your day? It looks delicious.
I don't usually have them right after brushing my teeth.
Oh my God, dude, there's like a layer of cheese just on top of it.
Oh yeah, I can't.
It's kind of
can't even
like
touch
baked
it.
in.
I'm not eating.
All right, here we go. Yes, you are.
Kale, you can have this after the show.
I have one for myself.
Oh no,
Bro.
It's good.
I believe you guys.
It's good.
I can't.
Go take a bite.
It's too
You're
much
not gonna have
cheese.
what?
It's
Take
too
a
much
bite.
cheese.
You don't eat cheese?
I'm looking out for you guys, man.
Take a bite, bro.
When I eat cheese, everyone
Jokic
knows.
is never going to eat this. Remember he said it?
We have to eat it for him.
Dude, this is delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a quesadilla wrapped around a burrito.
You're right. It is shameful. You're like, wow, I can't believe it's good.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
they
yeah.
wrapped it in cheese.
Yeah.
It was already bad for you,
Yeah.
and they wrapped it in cheese.
It's really good.
Dude, that is really good. Man, poor Serbians. Never got to experience the quesarito.
And never will.
Maybe never will unless they come here.
Do you think that
Can I take another bite?
because Jokic said he's not making one, he's not eating one anymore, that this is bad that we're eating one? Is this going to curse the Nuggets season?
No. We can do it. He can't.
Dude, there's Fritos in here
Oh, is that a Frito? Or it might be a Dorito.
It's filled with Fritos.
filled with Fritos. I'm going to give this 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's no Mexi Melt. That's
Yeah.
the GOAT Taco Bell item.
It's a great fast food item.
I'm going to eat a little bit more, though, probably during the break. That's pretty good.
We should make our own, actually.
Yeah, we should make our own. That's pretty good.
We should actually put it on the menu, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that was good.
I have some news for you guys.
What's that?
Rico Hines runs are going on right now. Well, really, I know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there were some runs here. I can tell you a list of players who are participating in it. And it's quite a bit from Denver Nuggets. Aaron Gordon was there, and I heard looked absolutely fantastic.
Really?
My source with Rico Hines. Really, really, really good. One of the best guys in the entire gym. Absolute stud, two-way stud. Really looks good, looks healthy, all those things. That's great to hear. Jamal Murray was there. Peyton Watson was there. Christian Brown, not sure if he played or not. Julian Strother, Bruce Brown, Cam Johnson, Deron Holmes, Hunter Tyson, Tim Hardaway, and some two-way guys.
So that's
Almost
most.
the entire Nuggets.
So that's most of the team at the Rico Hines runs playing together.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I think it's pretty, I mean, honestly, that's a pretty big deal. I would say that many guys. And first of all, I like the AG note, him being the standout player. Because we talk about health, like where's he at? He's a little bit. I know that guys are playing into their 40s now.
Yeah.
So like 32 is not like that crazy of an age, but it is a concern. But it's great to hear that, no, man, he looks really good.
Well, like for these things, if there were going to be Nuggets showing up there, P. Watt, obviously an LA guy, and you usually just pencil in the like bench guys or end of the rotation, end of roster guys to show up. The fact that Aaron Gordon's there and Jamal Murray's there,
Yes, sir.
that's big news, I feel like.
That everyone's there is really, really cool. The kind of thing that just wouldn't have been the case last year.
4 of the 5 members of the starting 5. Then you have
I'm not sure if CB played or not, though.
okay. Most of the starting 5. Then you got Bruce,
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway, P. Watt, your first couple guys off the bench other than Big Val, who's in Eurobasket.
Yeah.
Then Strother as well, two-way guys. Like that's to think about where we were last summer compared to this summer in terms of the chemistry and people playing and hanging out with one another. That's big.
Couldn't agree more. That's an extensive list. And so hopefully they're all actually kind of getting a little bit of time together in too, not just like minutes in the off season, but actually just kicking it, hanging out, familiarizing with each other. And I think vocalizing even what could be left unsaid, but I don't think has to with this group, which is this is a group with an opportunity and probably a responsibility to go get this done. I mean, this team just is good enough, right? Like and so as we check in every year with the role players around Jokic, does everyone understand that? Does everyone understand the opportunity, the responsibility in front of them with this team? I think the answer is yes. But as we've talked about, like that stuff just it happens early and it starts early. So it's cool, and I hope chemistry is a positive talking point this year.
The list doesn't end there. I'm also told that David Adelman was out there.
Wow.
Jared Dudley was out there. Felipe and the group of trainers. Mosier, the new coach. So the Nuggets. Here's the big thing. That because Rico Hines runs, guys do get together. But this many guys making a point of, hey, we're all going out together. This is
very intentional.
CB was there but didn't play. So like he went out to just be with the guys, which is a big deal.
Yep.
Very intentional, because what was the biggest note last year? That the guys didn't see each other. That just wasn't a connected group. There was a bad vibe around the entire offseason, and we obviously saw that throughout the whole season where there just felt like there was a weight on everyone. But this year, it seems like the Nuggets, even when they fired Michael Malone at that point, kind of came together a little bit. But it seems like the Nuggets learned from that mistake. And this year has been a year where a lot of guys have been in town, a lot of guys have been together and trying to build that connection now.
The fact that David Adelman is out there and a lot of the coaching staff,
Yeah.
that's huge, because I would not be surprised if they're playing in the Rico Hines runs and then maybe they got a gym for a few hours the next day and are like going through a little light practice type of thing. Because that's kind of what happens at Summer League.
Yeah.
Maybe this is kind of that 2.0 where, we got the coaching staff and a lot of the roster here, and just like building that chemistry is so important heading into a season where you want to get off to a good start. Maybe you're changing some stuff around with the playbook, the offensive philosophy, what you're doing on defense. The earlier you can implement and just get that messaging through, the better. And it seems like that's definitely starting this summer.
And Aaron Gordon being healthy too.
Yes.
I mean, there's been some time now, but it was a pretty gnarly injury he picked up.
There was a little fear in the back of our minds of like, is he just going to be injured all the time?
Or is his offseason going to be compromised because he's got a significant strain he tried to play through? Thankfully, it did not elevate or exacerbate to a further injury. So that is a really, really encouraging note that you're not reaching for. Like right off the bat, Aaron Gordon being healthy is a true positive sign.
It's awesome.
People keep asking if there's footage of this. Usually there is some image. Some guys are there that get footage and then put it out, but it's not like this is a televised thing. This is a private run. Guys go to LA. They work out this Rico Hines run. It's an organized NBA run. I do know other guys were there. Jabari Smith, for example, Davion Mitchell. There's always a handful of NBA guys that go to these. But to me, yes, the team coming together is the big story, and the second story is this is the funny thing. This is how the offseason works. We get a kernel of a thing, right? And then we have to extrapolate a whole story.
Right.
Are we sleeping on AG this year?
Not enough people are talking about AG.
Like, hey man, are we sleeping on AG this year?
I think
yes.
I think people are sleeping on how absent AG was last year, because he was there at the end and he arrived at the end and did classic AG things. And I just think even last year's team with the depth it was lacking, I just think if they had Aaron Gordon, not just available, but at his best, that's a less rocky ride. And so I think it was easy to overlook how absent he was last year.
And I think here's the funny thing. We talk about chemistry of the team. The coaching staff going out there as a kind of a collective unit, they also have to build their own chemistry. It's a very new coaching staff. New. And so there's also something too. Those guys are kind of together. DA getting on a plane and going out to LA to do this. Jared Dudley being with them. It's a cool thing, man. Good vibes around the Nuggets in August.
To go back to AG, I just feel like we might be feeling like we're sleeping on him just because last year was so tough.
Yeah.
His regular season was so up and down. We talked about it yesterday. He picked up something with the calf in preseason.
Yeah.
It carried over to the regular season. And then, 6 games in, he was out of the lineup already. And that really set the tone for his season. Obviously, it ended with an injury too. So him being healthy and staying healthy is so important.
I see Oso Blanco says, discouraging note, Jamal standing out was not a note of positive. I'm told he only played one of the days and looked good. So it's not like it wasn't. I just think that he was only there for only played at least one of the days. Some of these guys don't like to play too many days in a row in the offseason, this or that, but played one day, looked good. That's what I'm told. All right. On the other side, let's get into some of our other topics, including looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Are they going to be better this year? What are the big concerns? How tough of a matchup will they be? Let's eat our quesaritos.
Are you thinking about buying a home in Colorado? Check out American Financing. If you're a first-time buyer, got to get with American Financing. They're going to walk you through that whole process. If you're looking to upgrade, downsize, now is the time to get pre-approved, and American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner, American Home Agents, you can save an additional 1% up to $10,000 on your home loan. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You could buy a home with as little as 3% down today. Down payment assistance programs available. Getting into a home might be easier than you think. 303-695-7000, 303-695-7000, AmericanFinancing.net. You can get pre-approved within 24 hours if you're a first-time buyer. Go with somebody that you can trust, like American Financing. They work with a lot of first-time buyers. They'll walk you through the whole process. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
When you have a home, you want to make sure that you've got a nice roof over your
Man, I never know where you're going to go because that could open up to a lot of different partners.
Roof. Okay. Roof. Yeah, we're talking about the roofing partners. And of course, we're talking about Red Hawk Roofing, the absolute pros.
Bro, the homie at Red Hawk Roofing the other day was telling me likely to be in attendance for the Serbian Christmas game in Boston.
In Boston? Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Doesn't tell you, like, we say these guys are Nuggets fans. Like, I'm saying they're Nuggets fans. That'd be an incredible game to go to. Serbian Christmas.
Yeah. Trying to make sure he sees a win too, which is smart. With Red Hawk Roofing, there's long-lasting relationships that between you and them that matter to them. That they matter most to them, right? So if earning your trust they see as a better business model than trying to cut corners or take money out of your pocket without you looking, so to speak, they want your trust and they want you to keep coming back, and they want you to tell your friends and your neighbors if you've got a problem on your roof, no matter how big or small. Red Hawk Roofing are the folks to call. So go ahead and do yourself a favor. If you're looking for a new roof over your home or business, be sure to check out Red Hawk Roofing at redhawkroofing.com or call 720-771-8921. Tell them that DNVR sent you.
All right, segment 2. Man, you guys are getting a lot today. You got the Quesarito. You got some breaking news you're not going to get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Already off to a good start. Now we're going to analyze our enemies. And we're going to start with the reigning champs, Oklahoma City Thunder. Because when people talk about the Thunder, mostly because they're so obnoxious and boring, they just skip right over it. Yeah, they're good. They're going to be good next year too. They were the champs. But you ask, like, why? What's going on with the team? And not a whole lot of answers. Well, I'm going to give you one thing that I think is going to make them better. I mean, I think everybody just pencils in age. They'll be 1 year older. I only buy that a little bit. You really want to look at skill sets that can expand and their style of play. There's one guy that really has the ball a lot, so everybody else is kind of a role player. But here's one area I think they'll meaningfully grow. I think Chet Holmgren has a very dynamic off-the-dribble game. He took AG off the dribble several times throughout the course of the season last year, and AG is a good defender. And when he got hurt, missed 50 games, he didn't get. There's almost like they put that on the shelf. Like, all right, we're gonna have to unlock this at another time. I think this year might be the year where Chet becomes much more of their offensive attack, and not that it makes them better, but that it makes them more diverse.
Yeah. Well, the whole storyline to their season last year was Chet was injured a lot.
50 games.
Yeah.
Still won 60 something.
Right.
68.
And I mean, he's still such a young player. I think he's got a lot more in his offensive game. I do see the dribble drive game. I do see the off the dribble stuff that he's got. He's got a ton of potential, and they locked him up to that, max contract this offseason. It's interesting. Nobody ever talks about this, but the Thunder are pretty much, they're trying to do Calvin Booth's Project Dynasty. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, but they have lottery picks.
Except they just drafted better players.
Yeah.
Yeah. They signed their 3 guys to max contracts and are having a rotating cast of role players around them. But yeah, a lot of the Thunder's growth this season probably does hinge on Chet. Like, can he become that all-star level guy?
Yeah.
He probably can.
Yeah. I mean, I'm counting on it. I think he's a really talented player.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I wonder about Chet in the playoffs offensively, like long term even. You know, I know he was young last year and missed some important developmental time. It kind of felt like for everything, I mean, that team didn't have a lot of problems in the playoffs, but there were just some times where he was maybe unsure of how to get involved. He's such an important player defensively, and will only continue in theory to get better on that end, and kind of become more of the identity of the team and less of just kind of an extra. Like, oh yeah, I forgot they also have Chet because he was hurt. So I think they'll be better for it. I think they have all the reasons you would have said about the past champions going forward. Yeah, and another year together, they pretty much didn't lose anyone. I'm sure they'll be right back in it. And I do feel that way about OKC. The interesting question hanging over their season is it harder to think right now more than ever, harder than we think to repeat? And does having all of these things on paper sort of matter as much as some of the things that get in the way of repeating right now, which is just being hungry enough, healthy enough, and the right matchups along the way?
I think a big question for them is, can Chet stay healthy, though?
Yeah.
Because he missed one whole season, and then he missed 50 games. And in between that, he played 82 games, all 82 out of 82. So it's weird to say he's for sure at injury risk, but there is a question of, like, here's the thing, man. Chet Holmgren missed 50 games. It just happened to be the first 50. Could have easily been the last 50 or the playoffs or this or that, given his record. And if they don't have him, I think they're a meaningfully different team. So part of this is just, what is your confidence level Chet Holmgren is healthy in the playoffs next year?
50%. I mean,
Statistically accurate.
yeah, like that's what it seems like. He's probably going to be a guy that has injuries throughout his career, I'd say. I mean, you just look at players typically of his makeup, you can make the case that they do. And like what went into the Thunder, like having such a good regular season last year, and obviously they were healthy in the playoffs, but they didn't have them for a lot of the season. Their depth still got them to number one in the West by a large margin.
Very large.
So regular season, yeah, it's fine, but I mean, just like for every team, it's about health in the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's health in the playoffs, matchups in the playoffs.
But Chet specifically, though, like, are you in your opinion? What I'm asking is, everybody, AG healthy in the playoffs, any of this, but Chet, it's like, yeah, he actually has missed half the games he's been eligible for. They just happened to not come in the playoffs last year.
I mean, he had a particularly lengthy absence due to one gnarly injury. So,
two, really, because 50 games is also a lengthy absence.
Yeah, but the hip injury in particular, right? So you're just asking, like, was that a catastrophic event for him, or is this how his career is going to be? And I think it's probably a little too early to say the latter for sure. Like, I don't know if I'm just going to project being unhealthy onto him for the near future. And I think he probably will be more available than he was last year. So, I mean, I think, look, they're sitting pretty. They're sitting pretty. And if they hold together and if he's a big part of it, they're going to be in the same conversation they were in last year.
I'm kind of surprised by that, to be honest. I look at this and I say, I think Chet's health in the playoffs last year might be more surprising than anything, just given what we've seen. 2 major injuries in 3 seasons.
Right.
I just don't know. And then the fact that they played so many games last year, going so deep into it, and now you're going to go right back. We'll see. I don't know that we should pencil that guy in to being healthy.
I don't know if we should, but I'm saying I don't know if it's fair to pencil him in for a major injury every season either. I mean, like, it's maybe the availability trends up from last year. I think that's quite possible, and I think it's something I'd be hopeful of as a Thunder fan.
Okay. I think another thing that's interesting here, the disease of more, I don't think it's going to hit this team in aggregate, but there's one area that maybe it could hit them. Who is their second best player? It's Jalen Williams, I think. But Chet, injured last year, didn't get to make the same leap.
It's Jalen Williams. Yeah.
It is. I think it is him. But what if it's not this year? Both guys, I think, look at, we won a title. We kind of like, everybody's in the role.
They both got paid.
But what if Chet is actually passing Jalen Williams this year? If he is healthy, and it's like, wait a second, man. Actually, we need to go to Chet a little bit more. That's one area I could see this being a little bit more. I think Chet's an unselfish player. I think J-Dub's an unselfish player. Disease of more isn't always about whether you're selfish. It's about, but who are we?
Yeah.
What's our best version?
Right. If Chet's more available, that's it's a good problem to have, but you have to figure that out. Like, what is exactly is our pecking order, and how is he a part of our identity and not just occasionally open from three?
The Thunder are so impressive because like they were obviously built in such a methodical way where Sam Presti specifically targeted guys that I think he believes will never succumb to the disease of more. Like that's a reason all these guys are on the team, and that's a reason they're their second and third best players. If there's ever going to be a team to not have a disease of more type infection after a championship, it's got to be the Thunder, right?
I think it's a really, really good bet.
Yeah.
And they have so many guys. But those two are the two I look at. And it's less, again, about selfishness and more about right now it feels like J-Dub is the release valve. But what if he's not? What if it's like Chet is, hey, man, Chet's actually just better at it. The numbers are better if we let him do something. J-Dub, get in the corner a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I just don't see that being an issue, I feel like.
no, more of like an interesting thing of what's their regular season kind of look like, and are they just sort of sticking to a formula that works?
Yeah. I think the more interesting question is, does somebody like Jalen Williams be like, I don't want to watch SGA dribble for a whole game?
You think that's more likely than the other?
Yes, absolutely. Like Jalen Williams is, I'm an all-star. I just got a max contract. I'm a true second option, not a, we not a first SGA. Now I'm like pretty much a third option. We don't really have a second option. No, I'm not. I think that's the more likely conflict they run into, even if I don't think that's completely likely.
Well, here's another wrench in this. J-Dub is actually injured going into the year. He has what is it? Is it a toe injury? I don't remember what was
I think it'll be okay.
No. I was reached out to my OKC guy that today asking about this. Oh no, it's a wrist injury. It's a wrist injury.
Yeah, he has had a cast on his wrist.
Think he'll be ready, but maybe not. Even if you miss camp or something like that, it's again, team has to establish an identity, and so that could throw it in. Another one for you is Caruso's health.
Yeah,
another guy that hasn't been the most healthy guy throughout his career.
Yeah.
Very healthy. I mean, they were very healthy at the right time, in large part because they were 13 games up and could afford to make sure.
And they played a really deep roster throughout the regular season.
And they play a deep roster.
And I mean, also, did you just get the very best Caruso season that there is and will be, including the postseason?
Probably, maybe.
Probably. And I'm not
He's
saying
really good,
I'm
though.
not saying now he's going to be bad. I'm saying it seemed like he hit every single swing or leverage open three, like made every single play.
Yeah.
This is not like a knock on OKC's process at all. It would just go like, man, that they really got an A++ season out of Caruso. And maybe he just replicates it. Maybe he is just that good.
I got two more for you. One more here, which is they do have Topic, who was their big pick this year. I really like AJ Mitchell. And I don't know that they need a Topic type player unless he really becomes a great defensive player. And part of me just wonders is that a thing that they have to kind of commit to and it doesn't work? They had Giddey and they were really good anyway, so it didn't bother them. They've already known how to make a player that didn't totally fit. But is this a thing where it's like, hey, we're champs, there's not that much disease more, but a little bit, and all of a sudden we're giving minutes to a guy who didn't help us last year? And everybody has to sacrifice a little bit so that we can get him ready?
Yeah, but I bet the guys on this team look at what they did last year and they say, "Oh, it was worth it."
Here's the thing, Vogt. Some guys you get to build as the scrub, and then the thing gets big, and you're still the scrub. And so like if you're out telling Case and Wallace, like, thanks, man, for helping us build this. Topic is going to take a lot of your minutes though, because it's better for us.
Yeah, I mean, the disease of more thing is, I almost wonder if it manifests less of, literally, I want a bigger role. I need more shots. I want more points. And just OKC had this no one missed or skipped a beat in terms of personal responsibilities, like as they trickled down. And Denver had that in 2023 as well. And it's exhausting, and it takes a lot of mental discipline and selflessness to 2 years in a row, especially right now, say, yeah, I'll make that rotation every time. Yeah. And I think like some teams hit this moment in their season. For OKC, it was the whole season where you realize, oh man, that guy's going to do it, and that guy's going to do it, and that guy's going to do it. So I'm going to do it. And we are going, as good as we're going to add up to something greater than the sum of our parts. That's been a difficult thing for Denver to replicate, and then Boston to replicate, in addition to the injury and matchup luck. So, does it all just kind of come together for them the same way? Or is there a little bit of role exhaustion, or just not quite being as hungry and on it all year long?
They also have that Thomas Sorber guy, which is kind of funny. Like they also have another almost lottery pick on their team. They have 2 rookies next year that presumably should play minutes to keep the pipeline going.
Yeah. I mean, it's impressive for sure. Like that was the other takeaway from their kind of off season and what they did after a championship. They're pretty much running it back with just this little infusion of young talent. Jokic coming off the injury, their first round pick. I'm sure they'll both get into the mix. That's how OKC does it.
We have to take a break, but here's the last question for them on the other side, and I'll tease it now. I think they get a huge confidence boost from winning the title.
Yeah.
But there's one team they all say they felt like they just had to like outlast, and that's Denver. Denver got better. Do they have a confidence boost against the Nuggets specifically? We'll talk about that on the other side.
Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR. Trucks, cars, SUVs, whatever you need. Toyota, they've got you covered. Check out the Tacoma, the Land Cruiser. They've got 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive like the Epic 4Runner. They've got more low and zero-emission vehicles combined than any other automaker. They've got 16 different hybrids to choose from like the Tundra iForce Max. They've got the RAV4, the Grand Highlander. Whatever type of driving you do, you're up in the mountains a lot, if you're just, driving the city, Toyota, they've got you covered. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores, a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe, and Centennial. Corwin Toyota and Boulder Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson, Toyota East and Aurora, Stevenson, Toyota West and Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets, and it's the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
One place you could go is the nearest Volo event if you're signed up. Volo is Denver's most popular provider for adult social sports leagues, pickup games, and events. That's built in for us as kids, that kind of community, that kind of activity. And pretty much once you're in college, depending on how your athletic career goes, you're kind of on your own to go find it, to go find that exercise, to go find people to play games with. Feel like a kid, man. Be outside, have some fun. Again, it's an adult social sports league, though. You probably won't feel like a kid with that cup of beer in your hand as you play kickball, but it's really cool. You could play in Lodo, Rhino, Highland, City Park, Cherry Creek, South Broadway. Tons of sports, tons of events at all different competitive levels. Players can sign up as a free agent, small group, or a full team. And again, all ability levels and backgrounds are welcome to join. Use code DNVR10 for $10 off any Volo Denver league.
Alrighty, back here, segment 3. Throw us a like if you're enjoying the show. So I teased the question here, but I think OKC is going to be more confident than ever next year, especially in the playoffs, because you get it done, you just get to exhale. But I don't know that they're going to have the same confidence against Denver as they will against all the other teams that they beat. I wonder if there's a little bit of we respect that team, man. They came this close to getting us, and they're way better.
Yeah, you do feel like there's this mutual respect between those two teams. And you do kind of just get the feeling that's what it's going to come down to in the West again next year, at least I do. Whenever Denver and OKC play in the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, if you're a young team like them, the run that they had, getting through the Nuggets and winning a game 7 like they did and then going on to win a championship, you are going to come into next season with just so much confidence. And I do think it really carries over. That Nuggets matchup is the one that I do feel like in the back of their heads, they are going to be questioning themselves even a little about. They'll have the confidence since they beat them, but no doubt it was their toughest matchup. And it's the one that they continually say, like the Nuggets said about the Timberwolves after their championship, that was their toughest opponent.
They learned how to win a tough, long playoff series where maybe not everything goes your way, or maybe the other team has some veteran tricks up their sleeves. They said so after beating Denver, they felt like it was going to provide them some boost in that playoff experience. Everyone felt they were lacking to go ahead and get the job done. That's not the same necessarily as, I don't think they showed necessarily some sort of decided mental or physical massive advantage over Denver in that series. They won that series and won the title, deserve all the credit they're getting for it. But particularly as it comes to, I don't think the Nuggets, I bet the Nuggets are more game to play the Thunder than the Timberwolves right now. Just roll the ball out. I mean, maybe that's all changed, and that stuff can change year to year.
I hope so, man.
But you know what I mean? Coming off of that series, it's not like we can't play those guys. They have our number.
Right.
I'm sure the Nuggets are probably very excited and chopping at the
Denver
bit.
kind of experienced this in 2023, right? Minnesota, they beat in 5, but you could feel like they're coming. They're going to be back.
Yeah, yeah.
And then at Phoenix, it was like, we're no longer concerned of this team.
Yes.
They've died, and we're not at all. So maybe Denver represents that to them of like, all right, we got them. They were a little shorthanded,
Yeah.
a little banged up towards the end, but it's going to be different next year. We'll have to be ready. Let's go to the Minnesota Timberwolves. The other main rival, I think, for Denver. There's other good teams, but I think these are the two main rivals. My biggest question for them, there's real roster questions we're going to get into, but my first big question is, I'm a huge Anthony Edwards believer in his talent, skill set, competitiveness, toughness, all those things. I'm not the biggest believer in his mind, like that. Is he going to really learn the game the way it needs to be? And it's my biggest question, because if he does, I actually think he's a sneaky candidate to be the best player in the league. He's not close to that now because he's really below the threshold on that. But I just wonder, though, that type of player can break either one of two ways. I got to get smarter. I got to get better. Like AG, if 6 years into his career, you weren't saying like, that guy's on track to be one of the smartest players in the NBA. And then it happened. And to me represents that if he has that turn, then all the things they lost or changed about the offseason, I'm like, doesn't matter. That's the guy.
And maybe remember those quotes he had during that stretch where he kept getting double teamed and he was frustrated about it. Like, I'd love to talk to, Dane Moore about that or something in a couple of years from now and just say, was that a sliding more doors moment for him? Did he come out of that as more of a student of the game? Or did that end up sort of being a confirming moment that maybe he wouldn't be on that level the way LeBron and Jokic at their respective peaks were, and thus never really get to be the true number one guy in the world? It's also a question about the Wolves' needs right now. I mean, Mike Conley is not getting younger. Nickeil Alexander-Walker as sort of a supplementary secondary guy is out the door. And they like a lot of the young guys they have coming up. I know people love Terrence Shannon Jr. And
he's legitimately
as
good.
A bucket getter with good reason, but particularly the close game final 4 minutes. What does our offense look like? Who is our lead decision maker? It's Randall and Anthony Edwards. And if that sounds unfair, consider last year they had a top 10 offense, a top 10 defense, and they did make the Western Conference Finals, and yet their record was so middling all year long. Is because their clutch stats were horrible. And I think this is a big reason why. So one thing to watch them this year is just that cerebral factor in the clutch, and do their main guys get better in that arena?
Let's go to the Anthony Edwards question first, though, with you. Do you think, because I just am such a believer in him, but I could see him becoming Carmelo, where it's like he reached a certain skill set early in his career, and then he was just kind of that guy.
Well, that's kind of what he was in the playoffs last year. I mean, he did not have a great series versus the Thunder for a number one option. Like, they lost in 5 games, and he was not great.
My take on that is nobody appreciates how dominant Jokic was. Everyone's like, man, he had a rough series. I'm like, he had a great series. Nobody else
Just
can
look at
score
what
on that
other
team.
number one options do against the Thunder. Yeah.
Jokic was like 2 Anthony Edwards. And they're like, you had a down playoff.
Right. Like Anthony Edwards is 5 of 13 for 16 points.
Oof.
5 of 13 for 18 points.
Wow. Not even 20 points.
7 of 18 for 19 points. He went under 20 points in 3 out of 5 games. So if that doesn't like refocus you, I don't know what would. And I think it very well could.
But some guys, they get refocused by working on their step back jumpers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I got to get
Right.
better at this. And you're like, no.
Yeah. And I mean, especially with kind of how that roster is shaping up in Minnesota, I'm a little lower on the Timberwolves than everybody else, it seems like, just because I don't really love that roster as much.
Yeah.
I'm just, Randall had a good season. Do I really believe it? No. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, losing him is going to be big. Conley's getting older. They need Edwards to be, not just like their go-to guy, but also the cerebral leader,
Yeah.
that he hasn't really been yet.
I think the Mike Conley piece of this is the biggest one to me. Anthony Edwards, I'm not counting on him to make that cerebral leap, but I do think he's such a great player that he's still going to be great. But Mike Conley was the brains in large part of that team, and he is dropping off. We kind of like put it on the back burner because guys are playing and extending their careers for so long. But he is 38 years old. This will be his age 38 season for a 6-foot point guard.
Yeah,
Right.
no, that was the point I was open with. I mean, it's harder and harder to have him on the floor, even in just those stretches, or even in the past where you go like at different moments of the game, one of the youngsters gets this run, but in clutch time or any sort of decisive moment of the game, Conley's out there. And I think Nuggets fans had a very healthy respect / fear of Mike Conley as a difference maker in moments.
Should have been a Nugget. He's like a classic Nugget now.
I think he's a
Should
guy
have
that
been.
Jokic has been very vocally and said a lot of nice things about as well. So that's a huge difference maker. And then like Nickeil Alexander-Walker wasn't Chris Paul with the ball in his hands, but he was a guy who you could give the ball to.
Yeah.
And again, I think they have nice options to give the ball to go get a bucket coming up in the pipeline, but it's just, will they continue to struggle in the clutch for this specific reason? And will it be the reason that they don't reach the finals again or one of them?
What if Rob Dillingham, which was Tim Conley's guy, traded a pick to get him? He's such a tiny guy. I think the plan was always, well, he'll take over. And,
yeah, that was definitely the plan.
And that's one of those decisions that if it hits, great, everybody feels great. If it doesn't, might create some tension for Tim himself, but for the org as well. Of like, where are we going? This is what our plan was. Mike Conley's too old now.
Yeah,
we don't have a floor
well,
general.
they're stuck. I mean, they're also up against the apron with a new ownership group that I can't imagine is really chomping at the bit to spend a ton of money here.
Might
Like,
not
that's
have
why
to.
they had to let go of Alexander Walker. You know, they just said, no, we can't afford you, even though they could
Yeah.
in theory. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
And here's the last one. Gobert also getting a little bit older. He's still an effective player, but a little bit less so every year. They cannot defend without him. And last year they had 4 centers on the roster. It was kind of like, okay, they're big. This year they don't. They really just have Gobert, Randall, Nah on their front court, and there's nothing after that. So if you get an injury to an old 7'1" guy, or if he just loses a little, do you lose the versatility of, hey, man, we can't defend now. We're known as a defensive juggernaut.
Right, that's
We're
our identity.
And on top of that, okay, Jokic knows how to go at Gobert, foul him out, do this, that. Are they a team that maybe is just not a defensive dominant team that we kind of think?
Or that floor could fall out from underneath them maybe
Yeah.
quicker than it feels. I respect the Wolves. So like, I'm not, this isn't a categorically write them off statement, but I think right now a team that's made 2 straight Western Conference Finals but didn't advance, is this a year that they get back and get through, or is this the year that they don't get back? Like, I would probably lean the latter right now with the way things have changed in the West.
You also get the feeling they don't have a ton of confidence in themselves because they tried to get Kevin Durant.
Really,
And Kevin Durant didn't want to go there.
That's
So-
interesting.
it's not a move you consider if you're extremely confident.
Totally. So I still think they could be ripe for a trade.
That'll be an interesting one to watch. I'm high, obviously, on Oklahoma City. I think they'll be the 1 seed, and I think if Denver beats them, it's going to be an absolute dogfight. And I think Minnesota, look, they've owned Denver, so I'm not going to write them off. But I do think that there are more question marks about them this year than they were in the previous. Let us know in the comments what you think. Timberwolves fans will probably find
All right,
this
let's
one.
talk
They'll let
about the
us
Lakers now.
know. No, thank you.
No?
Timberwolves fans might find this one and hop at the kid. Let us know why you guys are going to sweep us again. That's the storyline. We'll hear
You probably will.
it. We'll see it.
Probably going to be 4-0 Timberwolves again.
Let's go to some over-unders. Yesterday we were doing these on the starting lineup, but I thought we can do some for the bench, and we're going to start with one, Brucey B. I'm going to start at this. He played 28.5 minutes per game in 2023.
Wow.
Over or under 27? I already lowered it because I was like 28, I don't think will happen. 27 this year. Vote?
I'm going to say over.
Really? You think he does the same role? Run it back.
Yeah.
That was, he started a lot of games, and
That's
maybe
the
he still
thing.
is.
Yeah, I mean, closed some games for Mike, started a lot of games.
Try to close them.
I'm saying, like, all right, if Murray's hurt.
Yeah, there's nobody. Who's he going to be in the closing lineup for this
Yeah,
year?
exactly.
Yeah, it's not happening.
If Murray's hurt, I mean, Bruce is starting, right? Is that a fair assumption?
I think maybe.
I know, man.
so.
I think
Kinda what I thought
it's the
too.
likeliest, but I don't know if it's like assume it.
So that's, I was kind of maybe
Pick it,
thinking
baby.
about that bump, but yeah, I kind of want to change my answer already. Can I change my answer?
Go for it.
Under.
Hey,
Yeah.
we could change our
I think
answer
it's
on the
definitely
show.
under.
I actually think way under.
Yeah. I would say it's like in the lower 20s, more likely, like 20 to 25.
Do you think it's more likely that he is the 6th man or not the 6th man this year?
I think he's likely the 6th man.
I'm going to say not the 6th man.
Who do you think is?
Not him. I think there's a
Are you
chance-
just saying it from a pure minutes perspective or
just
like
more from
role?
like when we say who's the 6th best player on this team?
Okay.
Because I think the starting 5 makes up the top 5.
Okay. I think I could. I see that more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about this one? 65 games. He's been injured. He's had some surgeries. He's gone through some stuff. 65 games. I added this one to the list. Do you think over 65 is a lot? Qualify for the MVP at that.
Over under on 65 games.
I'll go
played.
over on
I'm going
65
over on
games.
65
Yeah,
games.
So we're not at all concerned about the health he's run into the last 2 years.
Correct. Not
Okay.
concerned.
Yeah.
I might go under on this one too. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I hope I'm wrong on this one, but it is something to at least consider. I mean, we talk about Cam Johnson hasn't played 65 games. Sometimes you get some injuries, it kind of goes down.
Totally.
11.5 points per game in 2023. How about 11 points per game this year? I'll let you start.
11 and a half in 2023 and 11 this year. I feel like under.
Yeah, it feels like a
You've
responsible
got
pick.
Christian Brown, who's just a significantly better player than him at this point.
So we're counting on a little bit of a lesser Bruce.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be kind of crazy to think he's going to come in and be exactly the same player he was 2 years ago. You know,
No.
he's
29, which is kind of like you should be the same as you are at 27.
yeah.
Plus, if we set the expectations low and he comes in and he is
He's dominant.
super dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think under 2, but I don't think it's that much. 9.5, 10 points, somewhere in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. But I would say more likely under than over.
Yeah, because I think the minutes might just be tougher to come by.
8.2 points per game for Bruce in 25 minutes per game with the Pelicans.
It's
Now
the
it's the
Pelicans.
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 But, you know,
How many minutes?
25 minutes per game.
Okay.
8 points per game.
So you'd have to come up 3 points.
Yeah. Probably do that.
I'm going to go the under. 35.8% from 3. That's what he shot last year. When he was with the Nuggets, though, he shot 35.8. So,
That's what he shot with the Nuggets.
That's what
oh
Sean
yeah,
did.
35.6 last year. So almost the exact same. We just can't, is that kind of what we just think he is? Consistent guy?
Yeah, I mean, that's below NBA average, but I think he maybe has a tick up from that this year. I'll go over. Just going to get better shots.
All right, I'll take the over for fun here. But it's probably going to be pretty close. I mean, Bruce is not, you can remember some big threes Bruce has hit in a Nuggets uniform,
Yeah.
but it's not his game.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Playoff play. I mean, this is the thing
Well,
for
the
me.
thing is, he didn't even shoot good from 3 in the playoffs. He
Really?
He shot worse than he did in the regular season.
he just had big games.
He just had some big threes. The one
I
against
kinda think
Miami
this is
where
who I think
Jokic
Bruce
waved
is.
the towel.
I
Yeah.
think that's who Bruce is, man. It's
Yeah.
just, you're going to count on him to be the dog when we need it to.
And when he's on teams where those moments never arise,
Yeah.
he just looks like a bad NBA player.
This next one's tough. Tim Hardaway Jr., and I'm going to start at 27 minutes per game. He played 28 last year in Detroit as a starter, but he's basically played 27.5 every year of his career. If you look, he kind of has a steady minutes per game. It's between 27 and 30 every year. So his 27 is the low end.
I'm going to go under, though. He's never been on this talented of a team. You know, he's never been on a team where when was the last time he didn't start?
Yeah, it's been since 2019.
Right? So
Yeah.
these past however many years, that is 5 years, he's been the starter, the unquestioned starter probably.
Yeah.
And he just has those minutes penciled in every night.
He did play 29.4 the year he came off the bench.
Yeah.
My thing is,
But not on a good team.
I keep taking under on everyone's minutes. Like, who's playing?
Actually, he started a lot of those.
Oh, didn't he?
I think under 2, just 'cause I think a lot of under. I think minutes might be a little bit low. Here's a fascinating one. 0.5 DMP CDs. Is there any game he's healthy, not resting, and he just doesn't get into the rotation?
No, I don't think there's any game.
Every single game
Just
he
coach's
plays.
decision, David Adelman.
There's no game where it's
No
like
Tim
Julian
Hardaway
is
tonight.
just, we're giving him the, I think maybe he's
What
the better
if
option.
What if Tim Hardaway goes 0 of 10 over 2 games? You don't go, oh, Julian, why don't you play tonight?
I don't think 2 games.
Okay, over 4 games.
I think he has. I mean, again, we'll see how the training camp battle goes, all those things. But I think if he's in the starters, I anticipate, or the backup as I anticipate, I think it would be more like a month, or almost a month.
I bet there's one of those.
Unless Ofer is a Ofer, but I'm saying like if he has a month where it's like, man, he's shooting 22% from 3 this month.
Yeah. I just think he is just the shooter off the bench that they haven't had, that you just would find minutes for some way. So
I'm curious what the chat thinks of this one. Will Tim Hardaway Jr. have a DNP CD this year? Just a single one. It's kind of a fascinating question. I mean, because here's the thing. I think that answer is either 0 or like 15. You know what I mean?
like part of the plan, or doesn't happen at all.
Or just like throughout the course of the year, it's like, you know what? Our better option is elsewhere. And so he is a sometimes a night player, not every night player. How about 18 starts? We'll go the other direction.
18 starts. I'll go under.
Almost has way more to do with just general injury, you know? Like you factor CB probably misses 5 to 10 games.
Right. I mean, and who is the penciled in starter if Cam Johnson's hurt?
Right, could be him.
Is it him or is it Peyton Watson? I would think it'd be him.
I think so too, maybe.
Yeah.
For shooting.
Probably him for shooting. That's a good question, though. Because that was going to be my argument for the devil's advocate there, but that's a good point.
I'll still go under. I mean, I think Cam's going to be pretty healthy. So,
all right, let's move on to Peyton Watson here. I have a couple fun ones for you. We'll start with this fun one. I put 28 points in a game. His high last year was 24. That's his career high.
ooh.
Do you think he'll have a 30-point game this year?
Yeah, I'll go over.
You think he'll have one?
Yeah.
He had 28 last year?
No, he had 24.
24.
28's a lot of points for a guy that's not starting and not
Well,
give him the
in
ball.
a start.
Okay.
The starting lineup for that game will be Jamal, CB, Cam, Peyton Watson, and Yoke.
That'd be electric if he had it. Like especially in the first 15 games of the year, if he had a 30 piece. The fan base is like kind of harsh on Peyton, I think, at the moment.
Yeah.
What do you think? 28? Does he get there?
I'm going to say no.
This one's right on the line. I set the line. That's like right there.
You're like, man,
What
whoever
a
set
good
this
line.
line really
Really good.
Because I'm right at 28 personally.
I'm going to go yes, and I agree with you. It's a start. He starts a game. It's like Portland, and he starts, and he just gets to go off a little bit.
Rooting for it.
Portland. They're a good defense.
How about this one, man?
Drew Holiday now.
73% at the rim, 0 to 3 feet. Last year, he was at 70.7, which it felt like way lower than that. His misses are high profile, mostly because most of his attempts are wide open.
Yeah.
But 73%, CB was 77. Jamal, I think, is below 73%, but 73% is like, for the shots he's getting, that to me feels like good.
Yeah.
I am going to buy a leap at the rim for Peyton Watson.
I love your zigging here.
I'll buy it. I'll buy it too. I just think he's going to get better.
At the rim specifically. Is this dunking?
Not necessarily. Just, I actually think this is a leap a young player can make. Like, it just, Christian did it. I'm just not going to say every guy's going to do what Christian did. I think Peyton has tools to be better at the rim than he has been. I would wager Peyton is aware of this. And I think, the right conditioning program could go a long way for him and on this particular area. And I'm buying it. I'm buying that the one way that this young, kind of long, lanky prospect makes a leap this year for sure is he's not going to be abysmal at the rim.
I think he might play more minutes with Jokic this year too. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
Yeah,
and
you're mixing lineups a little more.
Yeah, I mean, he is going to be going into his age 23 season. He's still really, really young. I didn't realize he was born on 9/11.
Was he really? What?
Interesting little factoid here.
Yeah, your birthday really.
That's a tough one.
You're like, no one cares that you were born.
I mean, there are a lot of people born on 9/11. Just something.
No,
that
I just
happens.
don't.
2022,
Yeah.
so a year later.
No, I was just like, well, it's a crazy day to come back from the hospital to. Okay.
So dumb. Shows off the rails. What about 36% from three? It was 35.3% last year. I put it 36 because you want to be like, oh, you're buying the shot at 38, 39. 36, though, still means a little improvement. Does it really make a difference? I don't know, but 36%.
I'll go over.
Over?
Yeah. Again, I'm just buying very incremental jumps from him in all categories.
My thing is I'm either going way over or maybe slightly under, just like, because I hope he gets the opportunity. I hope he has confidence. I hope he seizes the opportunities that he gets. And if he does, I actually think this number can have a CBS 39-40 to it because he's taking good ones. I'm like 70% confident in that.
Yeah, I'll take 36.5. So
Let's go. 36. Is that like meaningful to you? If he does, like,
it's when he was born, 30.
So you think Peyton's going to shoot better than three this year than Bruce? Because that's what you said.
Yeah, actually.
Well, Bruce is going to probably take tougher ones.
In the regular season? Yeah, actually, I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy that Peyton finishes with a higher raw 3-point percentage number.
Man, I like it.
Than
Let's
Bruce.
go to Big Val. I have a couple fun Big Val ones here. 20 double-doubles. 20 double-doubles. He had 21 last year with the Sacramento Kings. 20 double-doubles.
The question is, like, can he get a double-double in 15 minutes?
Because Jokic missing we'll say 10 to 12 games. That's 10 to 12 that because he gets double doubles if he's
If
playing
he's
with those
starting,
guys.
he's going to get a double-double.
So that's 10 to 12 he's probably going to get. So can he get 8 double doubles off the bench?
I think so, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
In 15 minutes? That is tough.
I'm gonna look up something. Talk for a second.
Yeah, go for it.
I think I'm going to take the under on this one.
I think this is an easy under.
Because also, too, it's great that they've added more depth.
Yeah.
I don't really think plan A is like, well, let's try not to play that Jokic guy. You're going to play Jokic a lot is my point. Like Big Val, it's not some of these stints will get cut short, some of these, and it may not be his fault. Like he might produce, but it's like, all right, we got to get 15 back out there. So I'm going to
actually, you know what? You might be talking me in the other direction. There might be games where the bench is so good, Jokic doesn't play the fourth.
Yeah, let's go.
You know what I mean?
Let's go.
Hey, Nuggets are up 15-20. He gets to close the last 8 minutes of the game. He gets up to 22 minutes that night.
I'm saying I think the bench is going to be a lot better, and then more so than we'd like to believe right now, Jokic is definitely going to have to play the fourth.
That's right.
That's kind of what I'm
That's right. Actually, that's going
trying to put out there.
Every year we dream about certain things. Year of Jamal, Jokic's not going to have to play as many minutes, or it never
So-
happens.
So
to see
last
about
year, DeAndre Jordan started 5 games.
Okay,
He had three double-doubles.
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
And he's old.
Yeah.
And also, he didn't start every time Jokic wasn't there. Sometimes they would go with something different.
Right. So it's like when Big Val starts, he's going to get a double-double.
You could say he's old. You could say he's long in the tooth.
Yeah. How about this one? 40 minutes with Jokic.
Like
Now,
total on the season.
On the season, 40 minutes on the court. We looked this up. Plumlee and Jokic in one season, 2019, played 518 minutes together?
Yeah, insane.
Lost the time, the Plumkitch lineup.
And the funniest part is they were like a +6.
They were dominant. They were really
Net
good.
rating.
Yeah.
Not plus minus, net rating
40,
+6.
40 minutes is like they actually gave this a go. This isn't just a gimmick, 1 minute here, 1 minute there. It's like they actually tried this for a little while. 40 minutes with 2 guys.
like every
that.
time they played Houston, they did it.
Yeah, I'm going to go over.
Oh, wow.
I kind of want it.
I'm going to take under.
I want to see it.
I don't know that I want to see it.
I kind of do.
I mean, I'm curious enough to want to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's going to be.
It'd be so weird if that's the story of the year this year. Is like, you know what they figured out halfway through the year?
I mean, I don't
Just
think
play them both.
I don't think it's going to be the story, nor do I want it to be, but I want to see it.
Nobody could guard it.
They get every rebound.
Jabari Smith trying to guard Val.
You know who would go absolutely crazy? Dev betting on the other front court to score.
That's good.
Could be a fun one. 40 minutes isn't that much, but I kind of think I'm going to go under. I just don't think David Adams going to roll
40
that out.
minutes is also like not that much throughout
No.
82 games.
But it means it was a deliberate amount. Like that wasn't just
A few earnest
Timeouts.
tries.
what
This is
happens
we're
when they
doing
play
it.
Houston and they go to the Adams?
Usually that's off the bench though. That's like a stagger lineup. I guess
Yeah.
Denver could try it too.
Adam Şengün.
You could just get it from your 3 matchups with them.
The Clippers have 2 bigs too.
They're not going to 2 bigs.
I don't know. They might.
We got any super chats, Kale?
If the Nuggets are, maybe they are. This one comes to us from a new person, Mr. Exquisite Nugget. No kale, forget Taco Bell. Good show, vote. First of all, I didn't even have a good show. We need to beat OKC once and for all to show last playoffs wasn't a fluke.
It doesn't matter.
What do you think about Fallout? The TV. Haven't watched the TV show. Love the video games.
What's it about? It's a video game?
It's a post-apocalyptic deal.
Is
But
there a
Walton
lot?
Goggins is in it, right? At Fallout?
That guy's having a moment.
Yeah, so I'll watch it. How about that? Colorado Ray, since yesterday had 0 super chats, SC's Sports Centers. How was Glacier, Kale?
All right, good stuff, everybody. We wrap up. I'm just kidding. Kale, go ahead. Let us all know.
Glacier was really nice. It was a beautiful place. I would recommend going before they all melt.
Did you
God, Glacier's melting 9/11. What a show today.
did you see a grizzly?
We didn't see a grizzly. We saw a black bear and we saw some moose.
Let's go.
All right. Hey, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you. Now we can eat our-
We all silly like the mayor.